Alright guys, it's TYCOON coming back to you with another review, and this is of the Continental. And I'm trying my new earpieces today. I want to make sure that these do work and give the best sort of quality in terms of audio. Let's go for this. And as the poster says, it's a 3-part event. So the Continental is set in the world of John Wick and follows Winston Scott, Ian McShane's character in the movies. And wow, this series is what was needed right now after the disaster of some of the Disney Plus programs that are out there, not mentioning the name like Ahsoka. But yeah, this was brilliant. This series was actually brilliant. Yes, the action is John Wick all the way through, which I found kind of surprising. But then I recognized that, yeah, you know what? These guys are trained to react that way. They're trained to gunfight that way from many, many years ago. So, yeah, maybe John Wick brought it to prominence, but it had existed well before that. And I'm talking about the style of gunfighting. It's a brilliant series. So the plot follows Winston Scott as he's reunited with his brother Frankie, who's partaken in a robbery of the Continental. But what they've stolen isn't money; it's something else. That's quite good, you know. And again, as the series progresses, you see the history of Winston Scott and his brother. While they are trying to stay away from the Continental, and the League of Assassins are literally trying to find them, not only to kill them, but to retrieve this item. Along the way, they meet up with many friends and build up an army. And the first episode ends on a really spectacular high note. It is like 3 separate movies brought into one, because the runtime is around an hour 20 minutes for, on average, of these each episode. So they've put money into this, and there's a lot of high octane action. The setting of New York in 1970s is gritty. It is not the glamorous New York. This is what, when they done the clean up Times Square kind of thing, is set. So you see a flashback to 1955. When you see Winston Scott and Frankie Scott growing up, and their family history, and a tragic event took place that led to the sort of path that they went down. And then you fast forward to like 1975, and you see many interesting things take place, such as London relaxing the laws on height in terms of buildings, because then Winston capitalizes on that by getting car parking spaces being sold. And yeah, make no mistake about it, car parking is a massive investment, huge investment. It's paid dividends for many people that own car parking spots in London. If you can get into that, it's not bad. You just have to rent it out for a couple of hours and make your money. That's a 24-hour gig. It's quite well done. But then you again shift into New York, and it's the New York of the 1970s. So just after Vietnam, you see the veterans from Vietnam War trying to get a piece of the pie kind of thing, doing gun running. You see some of the Vietnamese who got into the USA after the war. It's builds up a lot of character, is the best way of putting it. The second episode does delve into more character development, and takes the pace quite kind of slow. It's like the second act of any movie, where you get the high octane part in the first act to capture your attention, and the second act develops the character so it keeps your attention, and then the third act goes all out, which is basically what happens in the third act. And in the third episode, they go all out. A massive shout out to Mel Gibson. Bloody hell. People keep forgetting all the stuff that he came out with the anti-Semitism and, ultra Christian stuff, that he's an Academy Award winning actor. He's won an Oscar, for his acting. And damn, does he show how good he is, every scene he is in, he chews it up, from facial expressions down to some of the lines that he says, down to his physical actions. He's kind of brutal as well. And also, again, like I mentioned about the 70s, like I mentioned about the 70s, the 70s was big for kung fu and karate. And yeah, I'm going to go down that road. The girls, they kick ass, and they do it without this whole wokeism thing. No, 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 no. This is, well choreographed, brilliant fight scenes. Especially when the brother and sister team up against an assassin. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely, you're watching it. Now, the show is brilliant. There is going to probably be a follow-up, because even though Winston Scott at the end, come on, spoiler alert if you haven't seen John Wick, he runs the Continental in the end. But, wow. You even get an Easter egg of seeing John Wick as a baby, as a child. Well, we think it's John Wick because the guy mentioned, "Hey, John, you okay?" And the kid goes, "Yeah." So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if they develop something else to keep this world of John Wick going, because it's brilliant. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. If you have seen it, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you guys don't know how to do that, then you'll need to go back to school. So says the Tycoon.